G'day guys, welcome to the Iron Empire. In this episode, we blow the dust off the WannaBe Sandman project and we start with the engine bay. Hello? Alright guys, picking right up where we left off with the WannaBe Sandman ute. This is my factory 253 automatic power steering WB Holden ute that we've done as a Sandman. No, the WB did not have a Sandman option. That's why we've put an earlier front on this thing. We got some guards and a nose cone off like a HJ, ZX era Holden, put it on the front of this thing, and we've converted it to an earlier model with the stripes and everything. We've done this thing in Panama green. It's still running the factory 253 V8. It's a T-bar automatic, and we've done a lot of paint and panel on this thing to get to where it is now, mostly done by Jake. So this is Jake's workshop. We're back down here for the day. I want to start off with doing a clean up, go through all the bits and pieces that we got to get ready, and we can start trying to reassemble this car. So we're going to start cleaning up these parts, getting ready to paint them. We will assess what they need done once I start cleaning them up. See if they come up quite well. We'll just be hitting them with the X primer and then straight to black. And if they come up a bit shitty, we'll give them a high fill prime. And that I'll probably high fill prime anyway, because it's sort of the centerpiece of the engine bay. That looks like I might clean up all right. See how it comes up. These two parts, maybe those three parts might be gloss black. These pulleys are going to be satin black. What's going on, Pat Puff? Alright, I'm painted up. Jake's dusted up. It's lunchtime. Alright, so after lunch, I carried on with a little bit more paint work. Now this factory clutch fan was the last of the parts that required a satin black finish. After this, we moved on to the gloss black stuff. Now I used a 2-pack on all of these parts because I wanted a pretty quality finish. This brake booster was the only part that required a high fill primer, so I hit that rubbed it all back, ready to go. And the air cleaner assembly, that pretty much just needed an etch prime ready for the 2-pack finish. Now, because I didn't think ahead and I wasn't prepared, I didn't get all these bolts anodized. So I went ahead and painted them all with a satin silver finish to make them look like new again. Jake marked all these nuts and bolts on a box. I taped over the labels, painted them, then peeled them back so I knew what went where. G'day guys, now before we get into day 2 of the Sandman episode, we are going to talk about some merch. Now those who jumped onto the online store, hey buddy, and picked up a triple pack last week, thank you to anyone who jumped onto the support. If you missed out on the triple pack containing the Tattoo Art t-shirt, the In Rust We Trust, and of course the new Judge tee, absolutely loving these new prints. It's not too late. They are now available in singles. So if you want to jump onto the online store right now, pick up whatever may be left in the way of sizes. The singles are now available. You don't have to now buy a triple pack. You can get them as a single tee. Get them while they last because they're selling quite quickly. Unsure what ones we're going to run again, if we're going to run again. So thank you to all the Iron Empire members who jumped on and grabbed a bundle before they were released. The support goes a long way and it's much appreciated. Anyone who's interested, check out the membership section for a heap of behind the scenes info on the Iron Empire. Now let's get stuck back into the Sandman video. All right, guys, so we are now, the next morning, all these bits and pieces that were painted yesterday should be really dry, ready to bolt on without putting any marks on them. They come out super nice. Obviously, there's a combination here. Some bits are gloss, some bits are satin. The contrast is going to look really good once it all goes on this engine bay. Now, before you tell me, yes, I know the motor's wrong. Holden left the intake manifold raw, which is aluminium. I wanted to go red. That's how I went. Also, I didn't have time to anodize all these bolts because I wasn't prepared. So I painted them up with some silver 2-pack in a satin finish. And by the time they're all bolted on nice and carefully, they will look just as good as new ones anyway. So let's start doing some detailed assembly work. This is the time-consuming stuff. Now, reassembly is one of my favourite parts of a job for some reason. I'm not sure why. It's actually pretty stressful because obviously all these parts are now restored, painted, looking like new, and I've got to try and put them all back together without damaging anything or losing my cool. I don't know how people build show cars. Okay guys, so here it is. This is the progress of 2 days work. It is so tedious, this sort of work. I actually really do enjoy it, but it is a tedious process. I was hoping to get way further as usual. I wanted to get further ahead than this. I wanted to get the headlights in, I wanted to get the grille in and the bumper on, and maybe even the bonnet on. None of that happened, but I'm really happy with the progress of the engine bay. It's starting to look really nice and neat. I'm doing everything slowly, carefully, trying to researching how these things went back together is one of the hardest things. It's really hard to find genuine examples of engine bays on the internet. So I'm doing the best I can with what we've got. It's not gonna be a full concourse resto, but it's gonna be pretty damn close. I'm super happy with the contrast of the satin black and the gloss black, all counteracting each other. I've got all new belts, new hoses, new clips, new hose clamps, all that sort of stuff. Everything's new, mint and clean. I'm really excited to get the engine bay decals on this engine as well. But unfortunately, I'm waiting to get the air cleaner sticker, and I need to do a little bit more research on where the other stickers actually go. Before the next video you guys will see, I've got to get the radiator flushed out and make sure that's all ready to go. Once that goes in, we can start buttoning up this engine bay, and then it's onto the dreaded wiring. All right guys, so if you are new to the channel, subscribe, because there's going to be heaps of videos on this Sandman to finishing off the build, including some blackouts, windows going in, finish off the interior, and all the rest of it. Thanks for joining me this week, guys. Hit the comments below. Let me know what you think of the WannaBe Sandman. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Check out the online store, and I'll see you all on our upcoming episode. Cheers, guys.